Hey guys, we're back with another one of our all-star episodes of our podcast, bringing you only the finest in film and television talent. This week, we have
unfortunately,
this week it's Tony Hale, who you would know from Arrested Development, VEEP, and the upcoming movie American Ultra.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be wearing a jacket. You guys are.
You wore this for your LA Times interview today, which I was watching like 10 minutes before you showed up.
We have to change it up, Tony.
I was like, I hope he puts on a T-shirt before he gets here.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that.
You need a logo
just
T-shirt.
dropped 10 years.
So tell us a little bit about American Ultra. We haven't had a chance to see it yet, but based on the trailer, it's such a cool concept for a movie. And it looks like, I think we were talking before the cameras started rolling, it looks like extremely fast-paced and chaotic. And
Really fast-paced.
There you go.
Thank you. Really fast-paced, and the director Nima did just a fantastic job. The premise is Jesse Eisenberg plays this stoner kid who lives in this kind of simple life in this town. He's dating Kristen Stewart, and he's just through the course of events, you kind of find out that he has these mad skills, and he's kind of a sleeper agent. And he just all of a sudden, and unbeknownst to him, it's a surprise to him. So he just starts randomly, I mean, you saw in the trailer, like killing people with spoons and all this kind of stuff. But to kind of see what's really fun about it, what I really enjoyed the most is to see a guy who, because it's one thing if you see like, I don't know.
Damon?
Yeah, him, or if you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, be like, I didn't know I had these skills, you know. But then when you see this kind of, it would be like one of you guys, not to say you're stoners, but it would be like one of you guys.
I don't know how to fight.
Yeah. Just like all of a sudden being able to take this and just take out a group of guys. And he's just shocked by it. You know, so it's a very fun watch.
So what is your role in this whole story?
I don't fight at all.
Well, that's a shame.
But I play the assistant to one of the agents, Connie Britton. And we work for the government, and he has been kind of a puppet for them for many years, and he was kind of her project, and I work for her, and then she kind of asks me to do things and all this kind of stuff.
So you're an assistant to a powerful woman in this
You know
movie.
what?
Was there any preparation that kind of Yeah.
And I had a codependent relationship with Lucille on Arrested Development.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a lot of themes
There seems
going
to
on.
be a through line there with some of your
Just working
major
out my
roles.
pain.
Yeah. We need someone to be submissive to a powerful woman. Oh,
Tony
I got
Hale.
just the guy.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Skills.
So
submissive.
The first question that's user submitted comes from Insomnia King. By the way, all of these names are usually fantastic. Insomnia King, who asks, how was the process during filming America Ultra? Were there any difficulties on set that you recall?
Difficulties? I was there for about a week and a half, and
Sorry, that's skateboarding kids.
I love that we all looked out as though there was like a monster.
It happens.
I mainly worked with Connie, and then Topher Grace is also in it. He's just this fantastic douchebag of this kind of government agent.
Oh, I thought you were talking about him personally.
He is a douchebag.
What a terrible.
But he's fantastic.
Yeah. That's why he's so good at playing it.
So there was, I mean, the process was, because we were mainly in the government, it was just mainly a lot of kind of fun scenes of me to be in a computer, and then I did stuff with Connie and Topher, but all the kind of crazy bang up stuff was, they didn't bring in the quirky sidekicks for that.
Yeah.
That was like Kristen and Jesse and all that. And I got to see it because I saw a screening, and they did some pretty amazing stuff.
Would you want to be in a role where you were
I
forced
did.
to like fight and stuff like that?
Totally. I actually did, before that, I did the Alvin and the Chipmunks thing. And
The
I was
Squeakquel?
After that.
Oh, okay.
And I was a villain, so I got to chase after the chipmunks and do all these fun stunts, and that was fun. I got to fight ninja and all that kind of stuff.
But it was animated.
I got to do it to fake chipmunks.
Yeah.
But it was still awesome.
Okay.
What was the process like? How is it different doing something that's animated versus the live action stuff? Is that
I've never done a lot of. I think I have done maybe one fight in something, but with animation, you're just kind of doing it to green dots.
Yeah.
And it's and like I remember doing this one thing, and they said, okay, your eyes have to go as though he's flipping over you and stuff like that. But
so you actually get to act out what your character's doing for the Okay.
Oh no, I was the live action.
Oh, okay.
I'm running,
I see.
Sorry.
You'll have to forgive me for not having seen
Alvin.
all of the Alvin and the
Sorry.
Chipmunks movies.
I was live action running after the animated one.
Sorry, kids.
So you're just chasing tennis balls, basically.
There's so many kids angry at you right now.
You guys don't even know that he was live action in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie? You call yourselves journalists?
So when you were brought onto this project, did you just read the script and kind of fall in love with it, or was it something that just kind of fell into your lap and said, "This looks cool. I'd like to do this"? Or
yeah, I read that. Well, I read it, and I mean the people involved. Like I love Connie Britton. I would be working with her mainly, and Topher and all those guys, and he also did Project X.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just looked like a really fun project. And I remember doing the show Chuck. I played this really quirky dude on Chuck, and he was kind of this guy that, got into the spy world. But this was different because he had these massive skills in him that he discovered. I don't know. The whole story I just really loved.
So, moving on to the next question from Black Nerd. American Ultra is looking like it could be one of the next big cult hits, and Arrested Development definitely has that status. Do you have any personal favorite cult films or shows? And I'd like to add on to that. Like, did you know at the time that Arrested Development would become such a cult thing?
I'm curious when he said the next big cult hit, I'm curious what you guys would say would be the last big cult hit.
It's hard to say.
It Follows and The Guest were both pretty big for the past year, I think.
Yeah, the ones
Ex Machina was a pretty big cult hit, I think.
It's hard to call anything cult anymore because there's like an audience for just about everything now.
Yeah, so if somebody said to you, this is going to be the next, like, how would you have to define that now?
I mean,
because you're right, there are so many different.
I think it usually is something that's hard to describe to like a broad audience, but
not as commercial.
But it catches on with a certain type of viewer.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's something that has a very specific targeted audience, but also grows into be widely accepted as well.
And that's definitely what happened with Arrested, because we didn't gain popularity until it was off, and Netflix and like everybody passing around DVDs. That's how it, I guess, got that status. But when we were doing it, I knew I enjoyed it, and I thought it was funny, but I knew my parents didn't get it. And the only episode they liked was when Martin Short was on, and they
toss me, shoot me,
shake my legs.
Yeah, and that's the only episode they really like. They never got it to this day. They don't get it. They don't think it's funny.
Yeah,
and I love them, but they don't think it's funny. So I mean,
you should quit the show. We don't find this funny.
So I know I enjoyed it, but I knew it wouldn't appeal to what you're talking about. Obviously, a mass audience. So I was hoping that it would catch on and that people would begin to like it. And they did, thankfully.
Yeah. And then do you have anything that you can, I think what the other question was, do you have any personal favorites that maybe aren't even as big as something that blew up in a wide audience, some kind of cult film or?
I don't know if they're could be considered. I'm a massive Christopher Guest fan.
Oh, okay. yeah.
Best in Show.
Yeah.
He just got another project greenlit on Netflix.
Mascots.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And Waiting for Guffman is really hard to beat for me. But Mighty Wind, and I remember seeing the concert at the Wiltern when they all came on stage.
Oh,
wow.
And they did a whole concert of that music. But I love that stuff.
Have you been in any Christopher Guest projects?
Not yet.
That would be pretty amazing.
Well, got one in development.
I just started watching this show called Schitt's Creek. Have you guys heard about it?
It's on.
Sounds very obscene.
Yeah.
What is it? It's with Eugene Levy and Kathleen O'Hare from Christopher Guest stuff, and just seeing her do stuff again just gives me tremendous joy.
Hilarious.
She's hilarious.
So would you say you're a big fan of like the fake documentary style comedies, I guess?
I think once that happened, everybody started doing it. So, I mean, it kind of lost its luster a little bit, but I don't think anybody, he did it so well that I would watch him do it again.
Yeah, just a fantastic like filmography. Especially, like that was the thing we read today about mascots, and I was like, well, I'm already sold on this because it's Christopher Guest. So
it's like Ricky Gervais doing that show on Extras.
That was incredible.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Well, along those lines, I guess that's a good seg for.
I've got 2 waters and you guys have 1.
That's how we treat our guests.
Tapo Hard 1991 says, "How much of a key role do you think improvisation plays a part in enhancing the comedic value of any scene? Also, could you please share with us your most cherished off-the-script moment?"
I think improv, I can speak from VEEP, the show I do now on HBO. We have about 2 or 3 weeks of rehearsal before we shoot, and that's pretty uncommon in the television world. And so it gives us that time to see if jokes work, what gels, what doesn't gel, come up with new ideas, cut stuff that's not working. So that, I think it's very important in that world. But once we start shooting, we can improv a little bit, but then it's more concrete. But we have that time to play.
So that's Armando Iannucci. He's the guy behind that. And what's the name of that British show? The movie was called In the Loop. The Thick of It. I always thought it was interesting that in the writing credits at the end, it would list all of like the lead actors as co-writers because of that process being what it was.
Yeah, and it was. What's so great about what they do is, I think many times when a group of people are writing something and somebody says, "Oh, that's funny, who wrote that?" Someone's gonna be like, "I wrote it." But when we were working on VEEP, someone would say, "Oh, this is really funny, who did this?" And they would all look at each other and be like, "I don't know who wrote it." And you could just see that it was such a team effort of everybody just throwing in ideas, and then we kind of morphed into what it is.
How similar or dissimilar is like the VEEP sort of
process,
improv process to like Arrested Development was?
Arrested Development, Mitch Hurwitz, I think, is just one of those guys that what goes on in his brain, I don't understand. Like he comes up with the funniest stuff, but he had this kind of comic matrix in his head to where if many times I would come up to him, and I remember one time specifically I was like, wouldn't it be funny if like Buster was on Dancing with the Stars? And I said it, and I remember I think he said something like, yeah, but it'd be funny if a seal bit off your hand. And it's like he always comes up with the better option, So I and David Cross is a master guy. He does a lot of improv. We never wanted to leave the page because what he brought, and not just that, what was funny, but it was a puzzle. So like when my hand did come off,
there were little things leading up to that for the whole. So like did you know?
No.
Okay.
And I remember having that. I walked in there with that hand chair and thinking, oh, that's funny. Like I can see him having.
Never
a
thought
hand
I'd
chair.
miss a hand this much.
Yeah, I can see like a hand chair, but I didn't know. And there was little things of like arm up. I didn't know any of that. And then he tells me, well, it's because you're losing a limb.
You have to wear a hook for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So jumping off of that, Harry Johnston kind of. Well, my next.
Don't you want to meet these people and ask them why they named their names?
We've met a couple of them.
Yeah, we actually.
But just like, what's the story behind the name?
I don't know. I think with a lot of people, at least like people around our age and younger, it goes back to like AOL Instant Messenger, and it was just like you're 12 years old and you have to come up with some sort of name.
Screen name.
And then by the time you realize that it's not really something you want on your business email, it's like, well, I've already had this for 5 years. Like I can't just lose all my contacts.
Yeah. Plus, when you're on Reddit, it's like you have all those the karma and the comment karma. You can't just throw that away and make a new name.
Wait, what's karma and comment karma?
It's imaginary internet points that you get if people like something you said or posted.
Like you probably have a lot of comment karma because of your AMA on there. Because
I don't know if I have a
login.
I mean, but would you say there's like a community where people kind of know other people's handles?
There's a few like sort of top commenters on there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
out
a
of the
documentary right there.
millions.
Yeah.
They started a podcast about like major sort of Reddit people and events that have happened.
Yeah. So it's all internet points that these people can gain, and if they submit like a link, they get points based on how many people like the link that they've been given. So they kind of get this clout with the community of, oh, well, this guy's going to post something that's decent because his track record is strong.
Is that like a view on YouTube? Like, do they gain any kind of?
No.
Yeah,
No,
it's all just sort of
imaginary.
pride.
I see. Okay, yeah.
So it's a lot of funny names like.
Oh, is this mine? Yeah. Oh, I am.
Yeah, that's Reddit.
There you go. r/IMA. Is that mine?
No, IAMA is the subreddit where.
Let me see what your name is on there.
I think it doesn't say a name, does it?
You only had a login for that one time.
Oh.
This is unfortunate.
We just blew your cover as a Reddit
power
power
user.
user.
No identity.
Yeah. I'm sure it was something like the Tony Hale or real Tony Hale.
Tony Hale.
Because there's so many fake ones on Reddit.
Bringing shame in my life.
So Harry Johnstone, which sounds just like it could be his name. Mm-hmm. Did you always like comedy? And is it what you mainly wanted to get into when you were younger? Like what led you to basically becoming a comedic actor?
I loved. Well, you guys are too young. Maybe not. I remember watching Tim Conway from the Carol Burnett Show.
Yeah, too young.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And there's another guy named Bob Newhart.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Newhart, very deadpan.
Yeah, very deadpan. And I grew up just watching them, and I loved them so much. And I don't know, I got such a kick out of watching kind of how they dealt with awkward tension. Like there was just, they weren't afraid to just sit in the tension. I mean, specifically Bob Newhart. Crazy stuff was going on. He would just sit there, and it was funny because you knew what was happening around him. And I loved that. And just being on stage and kind of doing this, maybe the smallest thing or something funny, and you could just feel, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work, but when it worked, just feeling that audience with you, that was really fun. So I got the bug that way.
And it is a type of, I guess, acting approach to comedy where you are really like a team player. It's a very supportive kind of way to approach scenes like that, where it's not about what you're doing, it's how you are dealing with something.
Dealing with something and playing maybe a crazy situation as real as you can. Because if you try to push it, then it takes people out of it. But to your point of like the team, like on VEEP, if somebody throws something out, you can trust that they're going to throw it back.
Yeah.
You know, and that trust is really great to be a part of. You kind of ride that wave together.
So, like, had you always wanted to be an actor?
Well, my dad was taught nuclear physics at West Point.
Yeah, I read that he's a big
brain.
deal in the big brain.
And you know, I was not into sports. I'll say that. My brother was big into soccer, and I think they just realized that I was just like to perform, and they put me in this theater in Tallahassee and
Florida.
Yeah. And I just loved it. And so I'm very thankful that they were supportive and didn't push me into something that I wasn't good at.
Cool. Was it always comedy or just acting in general?
In high school, it was always comedy. And then after, I would did some dramas in very little. It wasn't probably until I came to LA and then started doing other gigs that I started doing more drama. And I love drama. It's a completely different thing. Like it's a...
Sure.
I was just telling somebody recently that I remember doing this Law and Order, and I was so used to doing comedy, so I was just like, hey, you know, come on, we'll have cocktails or drinks afterwards after I'm done with work, because I was shooting in New York, and when I went to New York to do Law and Order, by the end of the day, I was just depressed because the story was about my daughter was kidnapped, and I was just like, good God, I just need to sleep and just medicate with food.
You were saying when we started, I think we were rolling at that point, but how you do have this sort of like kind of consistency to a lot of the comedic roles that you've been in.
I mean, codependency and emasculation?
Among a lot of
Those are your
things.
words.
Yeah. But like, how do you sort of like find something like very weirdly specific like that you're good at? Like, how do you sort of discover that you're good at playing that kind of role?
Yeah, I mean, I think the two main things, like obviously Arrested and VEEP, that I've, not obviously, but those are the two main things that people probably recognize me the most for. Those characters happen to be very, one is definitely a little more mentally off, and then the other is more high functioning. You know, it's like
one has an arrested development, you might say.
Yes, and he's in a state of paralysis most of the time. So those definitely have similarities. So I mean, it's odd that those have gravitated to me, but I'm just so. But here's the thing: if it was something I did not enjoy, then that would be a huge bummer.
Yeah.
But like, nothing is funner to me than playing awkward.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm awkward. I don't know, but it's just. I will say this:
you like to live in the awkward zone, like the Newhart.
But what's weird is I don't like to. I liked. For some reason, growing up, I enjoyed watching it. Now, for some reason, I get very uncomfortable watching awkward. So if I'm watching like The Office or something, or even Extra or something, and if something gets really awkward, I leave the room. It's too much.
It's like how
too
like
much.
A lot of people say that about like Curb Your Enthusiasm. They're just like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
It's too much. It makes me anxious. I mean, it's like I gotta get out of the room. But
you can play those
it,
roles.
I love it.
Because you're in control of it.
I think it's maybe I just have a detachment, but it's hard for me to disengage when I'm watching.
Or you like abusing people the way that you can't handle it.
Sadist.
Like, I want to make people leave the room.
Exactly. Or the big thing is if I know something that they don't know on the screen, and I'm just like, that's happening. They're behind the door.
Yeah.
You know, I just.
So do you shout at the television?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Or I'll just leave. My wife just laughs because I'll just leave.
Yeah.
Like if something gets really tense or if it gets really uncomfortable, she knows I'm just out. I'm going in the kitchen. It's too much, and then I'll come back when it's over, and she explains it to me.
Here's what happened while you were gone.
Okay.
So I go back and I say, so what happened? Okay, great.
So pretty much anything Ricky Gervais, anything Stephen Merchant, those guys is pretty much unwatchable.
Ricky Gervais is.
He is the
funny
king
guy.
of cringe as far as like I think our generation of.
But man, Steve Carell did a bang up job.
Oh, yeah,
He had just as many awkward things that were.
Oh, Scott's Tots is an episode that is unwatchable. It's completely unwatchable.
He promises to buy
laptops for the entire class
and pay for their college.
and pay for their college. Yeah, make our dreams come true.
I think I was in the kitchen, but I do remember that story.
Yeah, that's why you don't remember it. Is because you had to leave the room.
That's a kitchen episode for sure.
So jumping off of that, are there any rituals that you do to get prepared for a role? That comes from Insane Twig.
Oh,
Insane
any
Twig.
rituals?
Yeah.
It's funny when I'm doing like something like VEEP or Arrested. There is something about you're hanging out with everybody, just getting ready, and everybody tends to joke a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like we tend to kind of, just kind of spar a little bit, and just to kind of get into the rhythm, and then I've noticed that. Like everybody just kind of telling funny stories and making jokes, and then we'll go.
So,
into it.
you've worked like Matt Walsh in particular. Like he's one of the original Upright Citizens.
Exactly,
guys,
yeah.
So I could see how sort of improv and riffing like that.
Yeah, because it's not like someone's gonna walk in and be like, "My dog just died. Let's go do." It's you have to kind of stay in that rhythm a little bit.
But on the set of Law and Order, is that how you guys get prepared?
Then I just read a lot. No, the
read a lot of true crime?
I was talking to. I remember talking to Mariska Hargitay. You have a dog here on your table, just to let you know.
We actually did.
But I was talking to Mariska Hargitay when I was doing it, and I was just asking her, how do you do this? Because a lot of the stories come from true stories.
Ripped from the headlines.
Yeah, and just hearing these stories about just like, sexual crimes to sometimes to children, and all this awful stuff. And she says that's why I started a foundation for sexual abuse survivors, because you need some kind of an outlet. It's too much to take in all the time.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just showing up to a job and making money off of telling
Exactly.
horrible
Telling
stories.
Yeah.
My God, just done. Can't do it. I'm out.
All right, take the money, give it to the kids, and then we're even.
Yeah. Oh, You're Silly asks, like many others, I first saw you on Arrested Development as the most hilarious, lovably pathetic man-child ever.
Yeah,
And when
thank you.
comparing what you did with that character to your other impressive yet completely different works and things like Happy Thank You More Please, The Informant, Veep, it makes me wonder how the hell Buster's strange nature and his quirks came about. How much of this oddly charming oddness was already established by Mitch Hurwitz, and how much was the result of your own ideas for the character?
First of all, who was that again?
That was Oh, You're Silly.
That essay
Silly.
was
Thank you
written
so
by
much.
Yeah.
That was so nice. I remember it was written he was written obviously like a man-child. I mean, just kind of like a mama's boy and quiet and nervous and had panic attacks and gave a lot of massages. And then you just kind of, I don't know. This is the thing. You kind of start doing something. I do remember talking to Mitch Hurwitz, the creator, and saying, for some reason I said, what do you think Buster wants? Like, what's his want? And I'll never forget, he said, I think he just wants safety.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so it was a good kind of gauge as to everything, but it's that kind of thing where you kind of give it your best shot, you kind of see what happens, but then when the writers come in and bring you this stuff, then it morphs. They're like, okay, so by the way, you're losing an arm, A, and Liza Minnelli is going to be your girlfriend. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm beginning to see the fact that she's also named Lucille, and my mother's name is Lucille, and she's, it's like, it kind of morphs into your idea of what this guy is.
Yeah.
Did you ever think as a kid that you would grow up to one day date Liza Minnelli in some form?
I didn't just date her. I made out with her.
Yeah,
kids.
there you go.
I got to kiss Liza Minnelli, and that was
That's
awesome.
just
You can
on screen.
Never take that away from Tony Hale.
She's fantastic. She
What-
sang for my wife and I in the back seat of our car.
Really?
We were going to lunch, and she just broke out into the song "Liza" with a Z, and just broke out in the back seat of our car. And I
She
was
still
like,
got it?
She's totally still got it. Yeah, that's one of those memories. You're like, yep, that happened.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
One last one about the Buster thing. How much of Tony Hale is in the dance moves when Buster and Gary bust a move?
Yeah, I'd say everything.
Really? Yeah.
I love to dance. Now, that's a little more presentational than I like to do with the mannequin.
Yeah.
But I remember that day that he's just them saying, you're just going to be dancing with a mannequin and just kind of going crazy.
On grape juice.
Did you get really excited? Because you're like,
I got really
love
excited,
to dance.
but I remember, I think there was, somebody gave me a bat randomly, and that's when the head came off. And it just kind of was a fun, that's just does the things you just dream about, just to be able to do.
Yeah, because then you can be like, well, I'm not the weirdo, the character's the weirdo. And you still get to do the weird thing.
And I think in the same season, wasn't that the season where I showed up in the stripper outfit, the soldier, something.
Oh yeah.
for my dad's funeral, and just that kind of stuff where you go, you do your character, but then what they give you, it's I don't know, that it's all about what the writers give you.
Yeah. We have a very important question about American Ultra.
Oh sure.
It comes from DJ Toxic with 2 X's and 2 K's.
Oh wow.
How many marijuanas should I consume before I watch this film? You know what's funny
First of all, I love that you say how many marijuana.
Yeah, they sent us the promotional material that they sent us for this film came in an evidence bag, and I opened it up and I was like, what is this? And I opened it up and it's a American Ultra weed jar, lighter, and rolling papers. Wow. And then the next experience we had with it was down at San Diego Comic-Con. They had actual dispensary people walking around giving out or if you were registered, giving out free grams, and I was like, what is going on with the marketing for this movie?
The fact how he said that too, it reminds me, because I have asthma, so I've never smoked pot, but when I first said that, I would always say I've never done pot. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
It's not something that you do. Yeah.
I don't know. That is up to his
discretion.
Did you guys went? I'm curious. You guys went to Comic-Con this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you get? Do you guys do kind of a podcast there, or how does that? Do you with Nerdist?
No, we're friends with those guys.
Yeah.
We just go down there and walk around and report on all the news and stuff.
I just think that is such a fast. I've been twice, and it is just
chaos.
Well, yeah,
it's chaos. But you know what I want is I would love, and they might have this, and I didn't know about it, a viewing platform where you can just
it's like a zoo. Great idea.
You can just have seats set up, and you can just watch, because when you're walking in that space when everybody's around you, it's really tough to kind of catch everything.
Yeah.
But just to have that platform where you can just look at everything.
Well, you could always build a costume that includes stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can
tower over everyone.
I think the way to do that would be you put on the VR goggles and you get a drone and you fly the drone around at Comic-Con.
Yeah, a drone, something.
Fine.
Or even have a monitor with the drone.
Yeah.
Just sitting in front of them, your drone's just going around.
The Comic-Con experience.
Yeah. Oh, I just... It's a big nose, kids.
No, it's just these giant microphones.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So you went down to Comic-Con this year.
I did not go this year. I went
okay.
last year and the year before.
And what did you think of the whole thing, aside from not being able to move around? Did you do any panels or?
I did. I do this cartoon called Sanjay and Craig on Nickelodeon, and so we did that. And then I just love the experience. It gets a little what's the
claustrophobic?
Word? Is it claustrophobic? Just there's a lot of people, a lot of crowds. But again, if I would pay just to be able to watch. You guys should do that.
Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll take it to Comic-Con and ride on top of the crowd.
Well, you can't say favorite, but what's some of your favorite fan art behind you?
Well, we love all of them.
Yes, this is me and him as Danny Glover and Danny Trejo. Okay. I know you can see the resemblance here. So
got it.
I don't know. There's a lot of talented people out there.
There's a lot of talented people.
This guy is gonna draw you because he does it for every guest that we have on. So get excited for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of surrealist.
That's like those people at those when they just draw the caricature so quickly. That's amazing to me.
It's weird that it's a specific talent that people at amusement parks and carnivals have.
That last one. That one's pretty.
Yeah, that guy sent that to me. He's like, I was working on this for a while. Didn't really finish it, but here's what I did. I was like, looks pretty good to me.
Really good. Well done, artist.
Yeah, I don't have any children. My refrigerator is bare, but
we do have
I do have a bunch of strangers on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, every time we do a podcast, I'm always just like, someone's gonna walk in here sometime and just be like, These guys are obsessed with themselves. They're just
and it
commissioning
finally came
art
down
of their
to it.
faces.
It was Tony Hale.
I'll give you $2,000 to draw me.
We paid for all this. This wall cost $20,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can get exposed brick in this town.
Yeah.
You got to install it.
Or work at an improv comedy
Yeah.
comedy venue. Okay, so for everyone out there that's watching, it'll be coming out exactly in a week once this goes up. So August 21st.
It's a really fun watch.
Yeah.
Really
What else can
good.
you say about American Ultra?
Oh man, the way there's one shot, I think it's in the trailer, just stuff that he did of there's one shot where he throws. Did you see the way he throws the frying pan up?
Oh, yeah.
And then he shoots off that, like that kind of stuff. There's a lot of that, and not a lot of frying pans.
Yeah.
but
A lot of like
interesting
Rube
stuff.
Goldberg sort of cause and effect
Yeah.
objects.
Just surprises like that. It's a really great watch. It is, and we have the premiere next year.
Next year.
We're gonna go a year after.
No one's here. Where'd you go?
But look at us.
Very cool. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys.
How
That was
much
fun.
should I bet on your bracket for the 2015 Emmys?
Oh, that's I can't answer that. Talk about narcissism.
Bet it all.
All right. Well, I'll do it anyway, and I will bet it all.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Yeah.
Awesome. That was fun.
Yeah. There we go.